Hello and welcome. Today I'm adding Moonsweeper from the Activision Collection 2 to my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever. Originally released by Magic in 1983, Moonsweeper is a space-based shooting rescue type game. There's no story to speak of, although there is a simple rescue mission premise where you pilot the Moonsweeper, which is the name of the ship, and you have to rescue stranded miners from hostile moons while avoiding the enemies and hazards. It's not a game I'd heard of before this collection was announced, so there's no narrative for me, so let's get straight into the meat of it and start with the graphics. Given that Moonsweeper is an Atari 2600 game, we can't expect too much of the graphics. But they move smoothly, the overall look is pretty vibrant and colourful, and it's clear to tell what's what. But really there's not a huge amount to say here.
Sound of music.
As you'd expect, the sound effects mainly consist of beepy type beeps and crunchy explosions. It works well, and it is very much what you'd expect of the hardware and the era. There is a little bit of music, not much, and it's nothing to write home about, but it's there on the title screen.
Gameplay.
The game is split into two sections. You have your planetary approach, where you have oncoming enemies and comets and things to avoid or destroy, and moons you have to land on. Touch a moon and you'll automatically descend upon it. On the moon surface things are quite straightforward. Fly along the surface, manage your speed, avoid obstacles, shoot the enemies, and most importantly collect the miners, of which there are 6 on each moon. Once you've got all 6 you need to take off, return to space, and you'll get a nice score bonus. Of course it's not as easy as all that. There are satellites that come along and drop enemy fighters in your way, various towers as obstacles, but really it comes down to collect the miners and don't die. The moons are colour coded into difficulty. Blue is easy, green is harder, yellow even harder, and red even harder. You can take out the satellites as they go through the top for a nice score bonus by pulling back on the D-pad or down on the D-pad and launching your rocket. The game is at its heart a score chaser, even if your first impression might be that it could be something more along the lines of Solaris. The main negatives with this game is it's quite frustrating to get started with. The movement from side to side feels a bit slippery. The enemies and obstacles come at you quite fast. Well, unless you really slow down on the planets, but in space it's consistent. It's also a game I found quite challenging, or maybe I just suck at it.
Overall opinion.
I really thought I'd like this game more than I do. My initial reaction was to bounce off it. I didn't like the movement, and I had no idea what I was doing. Once I took the time to learn it, I found myself almost liking it, trying to get into it, but it's never really quite gelled. I think there's potentially a fun game in there, but with these sort of loose, slidey controls, it ultimately falls short of its potential.
Ranking.
To place Moonsweeper on my ever-growing list where I rank every Evercade game ever, I've elected to put it above Desert Falcon for the 7800, but below Treasure Island Dizzy, placing it at 292 out of 446 games that I've ranked so far. Right, that's everything for this video, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
You